cross stitch for rappers? Are you joking? I'm an anomaly in this scene for sure. I'm MCKEE and I'm a cross stitch artist. I create custom one-of-a-kind cross stitch jackets for Chicago's creative class. Cross stitch is an antiquated form of stitching, traditionally done by your grandma. I fell backwards into it. I made a present for my mom a couple years ago, so I taught myself how to cross stitch. It came very naturally to me, and so I decided to do more. I felt compelled to do it, but I didn't know what to do it for. And then the obvious connection was, well, I'll do it for the things that inspire me. And the things that I loved were art and poetry and music. Chance the Rapper is like the prince of Chicago, you know? He's Chicago royalty. Chance is one of my favorite rappers, and so I made this jacket. It was a 3 jacket, it was Chance's 3. I was like, okay, I'll put this on Twitter, we'll see what this does. Like 30 seconds later, Chance the Rapper has followed you, Chance the Rapper sent you a DM, and he's like, yo, how do I get this? And I was like, any way you want, Chance. And he wore it on the cover of Billboard, and that was kind of like how it started. This is for an artist named Mick Jenkins. It's a heart. I've made something like 135 pieces in the last 4 years. Some of the people I've made stuff for: SZA, Major Lazer, Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa, Mos Def, Joey Purp, Kendrick Lamar. Oh yeah, Lil Yachty, of course. How could I forget about Lil Yachty? But the majority of them are worn by people who are not famous. A lot of the people I make stuff for in Chicago wear their stuff every day, live in the things. Cross stitch is just a cross stitched, it's just a square. You basically take an image and you pixelate the hell out of it. So you map out a bunch of tiny squares. It takes a very good spatial recognition, a lot of patience, and you cannot mess it up. My inspiration usually will come complete, finished, everything from a person. It arrives in my head fully formed and that's it. I have no idea how we get there. I don't sit around and think about it for somebody. Like the way that I'm able to make something for somebody is if it is there. I have to go out to the suburbs to buy my thread. It's all specialty. I spend an ungodly amount of money on thread. It would freak you out. I always say like the median amount of time in a jacket is anywhere from like 50 to 60 hours. When you're done, then you get to pull the graph out, and then you get to see what it looks like when it's finished. People call what's happening in Chicago a renaissance. We have art and we have music and we have all these people making positive changes, all these people making incredible, incredible stuff. I have a team that oscillates anywhere from like 7 to 14 people, and they're all artists. They're all other Chicago artists. We do these big photo shoots with people. It's like really the only way that I catalog anything is by having pictures of it. I like those a lot. The giving away part is the best part. To see something that you've made affect somebody in what seems to be a meaningful way is a pretty emotional thing. The goal with the cross stitch jackets was never to sell them or to make money off of them. It's truly, truly a passion project. I'm not Gucci, I'm just, you know, I'm Stitch God.
With my work, I want to create pieces that engage community together and allow us to really celebrate something positive. And I love seeing how the action of crocheting connects people together. I'm Oleg, I'm an artist, and crochet is my technique. I was raised in a communist Poland with very limited access to any culture and any public art. In 2000, I came to New York. I was 22. I had a backpack full of dreams and like no money. And I was asked to design a costume for a dancer. I couldn't afford buying a sewing machine, so I came up with the idea of using the crochet hook to connect fabric together. And after this was like explosion. I was crocheting gigantic installation right away. Crocheting is a process of making fabric with one continuous loop. I travel around the world. Every time I go, all my projects somehow relate to the community I'm working with. Our pink house is the project I created in Avesta in Sweden. This town accepted a lot of refugees from Syria and Ukraine. In India, we were crocheting a new skin for homeless shelter. Probably most people know my work because of the Wall Street bull. I crocheted pink camouflage as the response to the recent market crash that happened in 2008. Currently, I'm working on a project all across the USA. I want to create a mural in every state that portraits women that change American history. I always create squares or rectangles sometimes, and then when I have enough pieces, I crochet piece by piece together with the help of the local people who want to be part of this action. So first I touch this, I go through this, and then just go on a leaf and install it. People want to be part of something, and I love seeing that hunger that people have to create something so positive. It's not just the image, but the power that every single loop is made by somebody's hand.
No hay ninguna máquina en el mundo que pueda hacer hoy día todo un dispositivo con un solo alambre. Solamente son ellas, a través de ese conocimiento ancestral de los tejidos, esa dedicación, que logran hacer estas estructuras tan complejas. Mi nombre es Franz Freudenthal, soy médico, cardiólogo pediatra, intervencionista y me dedico a fabricar dispositivos médicos para tratar enfermedades cardíacas. Gracias a estos dispositivos podemos curar hasta un 60% de las enfermedades sin abrir el tórax. El dispositivo avanza por este catéter, llega donde está el defecto cardíaco, se reconfigura, en ese lugar cierra el defecto cardíaco. Yo me encontraba acá, en Bolivia, tenía la tecnología, no tenía máquinas y las personas han venido hacia mí y me han pedido que estaban dispuestas a ayudarme. Las señoras que vienen donde nosotros son aymaras y llevan la capacidad de hacer el tejido en su sangre. Es 60-70% de los bolivianos vienen de estas personas originarias.
Esto que está viendo así como una cosita larga.
Estas señoras en el comienzo han sido pacientes nuestros. Hemos tenido algunos pacientes que no hemos logrado tratar, sus hijos. Les hemos explicado la solución y ellas han trabajado con nosotros.
Yo me llamo Verónica Dubiri Balboa. Yo soy una tejedora. Mi mamá me enseñó a tejer desde niña. Nosotros que tejemos los dispositivos ayudan a salvar vidas. Los pequeños es como 3 horas. En los grandes es 1 día y medio. Y también en los tejidos se requiere mucha paciencia, cariño, amor al tejido.
Son más de 50.000 pacientes que hemos tratado. Es el conocimiento y la sistematización que traen los ingenieros, más la habilidad y el arte de estos artistas, es que producen estos dispositivos. Para mí es hermoso que estos tejidos ancestrales, junto con tecnología, estén salvando niños. Para mí es un milagro.
In Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, you'll find 4 senior citizens making socks. Lots and lots of socks.
Socks by Bob have knitted 11,662 as of today.
That's pairs of socks, which means Socks by Bob has knitted 23,324 individual socks. 8.8 miles of socks. And they're all for charity. The man responsible for all these socks is none other than Bob Rutherford. Enter Bob's knitting machines. These superpowered knitting machines go at 90 turns per second. That's pretty fast. But what makes these machines special are that they're self-made.
I'm an experimenter. I just build things. And it took a long time to figure out how to do it. But when you're retired and nothing to do, it just sort of grew.
Socks by Bob began in 2010 after the passing of Bob's wife, Edith.
I was a caregiver to my wife before she died, and my son came home and said, "Dad, you need something to do." I said, well, I'd made these socks on this first knitting machine.
And that sparked an idea, making socks for those in need. But Bob doesn't work alone. He has plenty of help.
George cuts the tube length. Glenn and Barney, they run knit tube socks by the roll.
Each week, Bob and his team knit hundreds of socks that they then deliver to countless homeless shelters all throughout Canada.
The socks are delivered in Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, Red Deer, Calgary. Some have gone to the northern part of the province. In short, they go to where they're needed. People gotta keep involved. You just can't give up because of bereavement or whatever the case may be. I think that knitting socks for needy people is important. People have to reach out and touch each other, I think, as they grow older. And this has helped me do that. And I think that's the key to life. You don't give up and find a purpose. Find something that needs to be done and do it.